Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78 here inside an amazing spot in Chicago. I'm inside the Epiphany Hall here at the Epiphany Center for the Arts, right here on the edge of the West Loop. They call it the artist area of the West Loop. You also have the Medical District, United Center. It's all kind of right here. Kimberly, who's back there, opened this place up with her husband. They got married here back in like the 90s. It closed in 2011. Her and her husband bought it and turned it into what it always was, a community space. Not a church anymore, but this room used to fit 1,000 people for Mass. Built before the World's Fair in 1893. I believe in the 1880s it was built, but it has an organ. Look at the pipe organ up there. And then you got the Steinway and this beautiful hall. That is this story from the 78. We'll talk to Kimberly right now. Look at that beautiful view. I'm here in Epiphany Hall at the Epiphany Center for the Arts. Did I get that right, Kimberly?
Yes, that's correct.
And Kimberly, you are one of the co-founders of this space, correct?
I am, along with my husband, David Chase.
And this building, it's from like the 1800s. It's a part of Chicago history, and it's a part of a neighborhood that has had like a rebirth in the last few years, where this fell on hard times. And you guys found it. You've turned it into this amazing community spot in this area that's just like right outside of University Village, or I'm sorry, the Medical District. That's what I'm
Yes,
thinking
correct.
of. Yeah.
We're very near the Medical District, Greek Town, Little Italy, and then of course we're part of the West Loop.
So what is this space exactly? What does it offer? Because I've seen a show here and it's wonderful, but you do more than shows. Especially you have this big space right here, Epiphany Hall, and then you have another event space upstairs, the sanctuary, and then you have a few art galleries as well, right?
Yes, correct. So we actually have 8 art galleries. We have 4 music venues. This is the largest venue, so this is Epiphany Hall. This is part of the historic former Church of the Epiphany, and the church was built in 1885. This property is on the National Register of Historic Places, and we have 42,000 square feet here, so it's a very large campus, including outdoor space as well. We do have the gallery spaces. We currently have 6 art galleries fully activated. Wow. And we represent artists from all of the 78 neighborhoods across the city of Chicago, with a focus on women, people of color, the LGBTQIA plus community, and then also the disability community.
Right, definitely it's a beacon of light and hope in an area of the city that didn't perhaps have it before, at least to the degree that this space now does. It's such a wonderful space. The music that is here, I think it was a Chicago Soul show that we had here.
Yes, so we were one of the venues for candlelight concerts that are happening around the city, so we're very thrilled about that. So there's lots of opportunity for all genres of music, whether here in Epiphany Hall, which is acoustically incredible, and then upstairs our smaller venue, the Sanctuary.
And for folks who are not familiar with this area, we're not far from the United Center. We're like all the places that you mentioned.
Yes.
What was it like to find something like this? Because it's almost like a hidden gem to find something like this, to be able to turn it into this, right?
Yes. Well, we didn't find it recently. My husband, David, and I, we were married here in this very room in this church in 1996.
Wow.
And the property was put on the National Register of Historic Places in 98. So when the church closed in 2011, we really became concerned that it would no longer be a place of community, that someone would buy it and turn it into condos. And our goal was really just to save it and to make sure that what it had been is a place for people to come together and be part of a bigger community, that it would continue to be that. So that was really the goal.
And that's a wonderful goal to have, obviously, and that's what it is now. I mean, even today, you have events going throughout the year, I presume, and
Yes.
even today you have an event, where it's just bringing community members in and seeing the space, and you have that wonderful area right when you walk in, where you have the food, the DJ. What is that? All that, is that just kind of like what you guys do? Is that because I remember from the show, that's kind of like the gathering space before a bunch of shows as well, right?
Yes, so we do have our cafe bar. So when we have events that are open to the public, everybody enters through the cafe bar. We have a 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. special. We call it our golden hour, which has to do with the fact that stained glass there. That faces west, and the golden hour means that all the western sun comes into the
Yeah.
space and really illuminates something that you can't see there, but there are mosaics there that have
I'm going to swing
real
this around.
gold
Oh,
leaf in them.
behind this.
Yes,
Oh,
and I
and then
can
up here,
open
look at
that and
that.
show you. So it's really spectacular in the room. So our golden hour light bites, half price beverages, 2-for-1 light bites, and we are open Wednesday through Saturday for events just open to the public. So we invite people to come in and either see a concert or see a new opening in one of our 8 art galleries. So there's always something happening here at Epiphany.
And I imagine it was a tough choice of what to keep and what not to keep. That was part of the church, but you've kept a lot. I mean, I'm looking over to my right, and there's a pulpit, and then it looks like that's the either piano or the organ over there, right?
Yeah,
And,
that's
you
the
kept
organ.
some stuff, huh?
Yes, and by the way, there are over 2,500 organ pipes here, and the organ pipes are all in place. The console is there.
Wow.
And so we are really interested in making sure that we preserve some of these historic elements, the stained glass, the organ, the mosaics, which are behind the curtain there, which I'll show you later.
Sure.
But then also we do have this room. What makes it acoustically sound is that the entire space is wrapped in terracotta tile. And for those people who are in the music business, they know that it's important to have acoustic soundness in the room. And this is an early version. The terracotta tile is an early version of acoustic tile. So sound in here for concerts and even without music, just vocalists, it's really incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting lost just listening to you talk about this space and then seeing there is so much stained glass in this room. It's really incredible. It's probably one of the most favorite things that you love about this space.
Absolutely. The history here is amazing. So we're very happy to have so many items still. You may have noticed in the cafe bar, the seating in there is repurposed pews that were here in the church. So over 1,000 people would be seated in this space.
Wow,
at
1,000
one
people
time.
in here at
Yes.
one time. And I imagine just in the memories that you have of being married here, obviously one of the many reasons why this space is so important to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're pleased to still have it as part of our history.
So for the history that you want to leave behind, like as a legacy to the neighborhood, I imagine continuing this to be a community spot for people of all kinds to be welcome and to be able to express themselves with like the art on the walls. You have a burlesque exhibit, which you guys embrace. You don't hide away from it like some other
Yes.
places do. I think that's wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. We have all the genres of music. We started out with jazz and blues, but we have everything. So we have DJ sets. We usually have a DJ in the cafe bar Wednesday through Saturday. We have classical music. We have a gorgeous 9-foot Steinway piano, and that's brought us a lot of some of the very, I don't want to say high level, but
Sure,
we've
you can
had
say
the
it.
Lyric
It's your
Opera
place.
perform here. We've had Chicago Symphony Orchestra members perform here. We were one of the venues for the International Chopin Festival, thanks to our Steinway piano and the amazing sound in this room. So we do cater to all genres of music as well as art.
And it's a wonderful space, and it's worth just to come here and check it out and just see the history. I mean, you're talking about a building that predates the Chicago World's Fair, which is a huge, point in Chicago history. And to really see what this neighborhood looked like back then, and as far as architecture is concerned, and how a staple in the community really anchored this spot that is right off of Ashland Avenue here.
Yes, so we are at Ashland. So we say that we're on the artsy edge of the West Loop,
Sure.
which we're right there on
Yep.
the artsy edge, but we're bringing the art, entertainment, and events. So the other thing I'd like to share is that all of our spaces or the entire campus can be rented. So we have weddings, we have galas, we have corporate events, lunches, dinners. So we can rent our spaces for all of that.
And for people who want that information, what's the best spot for them to go and find all that?
Oh, thanks for asking. They would go to epiphanychi.com.
And all that's on there with just in the regular events, like something for tonight.
Yes, we have a full calendar of events that changes weekly, so there's always something happening.
Well, kudos to you and your husband for finding this place in the vision that is now what we see it today. And I imagine your anniversaries, when they come up year after year, that you be able to spend it in the place you got married is actually pretty cool. And now that
Yes.
is your place, right?
Yes, that's fantastic. Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you. And again, congratulations to you and your husband for doing this and giving this to the city of Chicago.
Yes, thank you for coming to visit.
Absolutely. All right, that is the story from the 78 here at the Epiphany Center for the Arts. Look at that. That is the OG organ that's still here. TomBarnesChicago at gmail.com. If you have a suggestion for a story from the 78, let me know. Or go over the website, storiesfromthe78.com. Come on here and check it out right on Ashland, kind of at the very edge of the West Loop. You also have the Medical District, United Center, the whole thing happening right here. But this spot is definitely worth to come out, take a look, and see a show.